Alright, going live. Although Twitter doesn't like it. C'est la vie. Watch the replay. Thanks for joining. And then put this around this way around. So I'm just trying to adjust the tripod. There we go. Welcome to... Oh, stay there. Evie, thanks for joining me. This time do it early enough so you can catch me this time. You're not working, I trust. This is good. Central Coast, nice. New South Wales, I love it. Got global audience. American, probably a couple of UK people coming in soon. East Coast and Australia, nicely done. Welcome to my daily broadcast. Donna, hey, nice to be back too. Donna's already on it. Sharing now, getting it up, people. Thanks for joining my scope. If you haven't been here before, please make sure you follow me on Periscope. I love sharing this message out about love and relationships. So, are you cooking now? Well, don't want to burn anything, so keep an eye on your food. I love it. Donna, good to see you as well. Finally, make sure I get my own scope out. I just did one daily assignment for the Perry Dudes group, did my share-a-thon for the Perry 10K group, and I'm part of the Perry Dudes Pass the Cast tonight. So I'm getting my scope in the middle of that. I said dinner. I'm not sure if that's what Evie's cooking. She may be cooking, I don't know, spells up. Who knows? So, well, thanks for joining my scope. Thanks for coming in. Welcome. Appreciate it. Sorry, that was too funny. I couldn't resist that one. This is my daily love scope. It's a True Love Tuesday, and for those who don't know me, my name is Barry Selby. I am known as the Love Doctor to my friends and clients. I seem to get a lot of feedback that people like my voice, so maybe I'll call these the love scopes or the live voice scopes. I'm not sure what to play with them anyway. I can do the PG1 favorite discount store. I don't know what that is. Is there a? I'm not sure the PG one. Okay, you have to tell me what that is. Maybe it's a Florida thing. I don't know. So I am a #1 best-selling author. Do the props, and Donna's going to put up the links. I know she always does. I'm a #1 best-selling author. Only New Mexico. Okay. This is my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's on Amazon. It's on Kindle. It's also on my website. You can get it there. And there's the link. Thank you, Donna. She's so on it. I love this. Yeah, there's a problem with like jokes only work when it's like either the person on the scope tells them, or the comments are just tied together. It's a pain otherwise. But yeah, okay, I'm not even show the sheet because she put it up. So that's my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover, for men and women, couples, singles, straight and gay. There's principles in the book for everybody. So some people say it's for couples, like no, it's for everybody. If you're single or if you're in a relationship, it works for you. So to today's topic, which is an extension of what I had to put in the book. In fact, I may need to update my book with some of the stuff I talk about in Periscope, because Periscope is an avenue through which new things come through in communication. And today's topic, this is True Love Tuesday. And, oh, sorry, I forgot. The 4 things. The 4 things I ask of you to do is, 1, if you're not already following me, please make sure you follow me on Periscope. I'd love to put out good value and content. I want you guys to follow me to get that. Secondly, please share this out on Twitter, because the Twitter universe doesn't know a clue about love, largely, and I want to help them get that. And 3, share it out to your Periscope followers, because that's a great audience to participate in the scopes. And 4th, tap the screen for hearts. Much appreciated. That's the 4 things. Easy to do, easy to say. Thank you, Mrs. Ritz-Mitz. Erin, thank you for sharing out the message too. Thank you. So to get to the... What happened, Evie? You quit the scope because you were cooking and lost track? What happened? You just joined again. Okay. This is going to be a recap for some of you who watched my scopes before. For new people, this will perhaps wake you up to something you didn't know. And that's kind of what I do, is I tend to bring the message to the masses, as it were. And it's about love and relationships. And today is True Love Tuesday. Yesterday was Man Up Monday. Did one yesterday for that. Late night. It's still up and live. You can watch that. And tomorrow is Woman Up Wednesday. So in between, Dr. G, nice to have you in the house. This one's one of my favorite topics to talk about, because it's the most painful one to wake people up to. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for sharing this out. And if you're not following me, please make sure you follow me. So this is the 95. This is not the 80-20 Pareto rule. This is the 95% consciousness debrief, debunk, explanation, clarification about how we choose relationships. Because it's True Love Tuesday, and people think true love is so easy. I should say the people who live in fantasy think true love is so easy, and it takes work. And part of that is because we don't know what we're looking for. Or I should say, we don't get what we're looking for. Let me be clear about that. So I have some props, which is a new thing for me, but I thought I'd bring this out anyway. But I had a diagram I was showing, which is the 95. I want to show you visually. There it is. That's a 95% pie chart. So notice the blue and the red. 95% red, that's one part, 5% the other one. It's like trying to explain this. I'm going to give you visual props to some people going, what does that mean? Let me bring it back down first. So, you're out there looking for love, and you maybe make a list of qualities you want, or you go online dating sites and scan through the profiles, and you think you find someone you like. You reach out and connect with them, you talk with them, and after a while you start dating them. Things get hot and heavy, you have intimacy, and a few months in, you start noticing certain traits. What you're noticing, most likely, if you've had this happening more than one time, is a familiar feeling of, it's not deja vu, it's visual day, it's backwards. You're remembering experiences from the past that are happening again. What's happening is you're repeating the same patterns, same cycles, same experiences that you did in past relationships. In fact, probably notice these threads tie through many, 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 many relationships back to when you were young. I'll get to explain that in a moment. This is because of the 95% piece, and I'm coming at it from a different angle. I've said this before, and people who watch my scopes know this stuff, but I thought I'd come at it from a different angle. I'll get the props in a minute because they come up later in the explanation. You want true love, at least I trust you do, and if you're not in a relationship, it's one of those things that you yearn for, especially when you see friends around you who are already in a relationship. So you see out there loving couples, ideally, and your part goes, oh, I want some of that, I want to have some of that too. So you have an intention. The challenge is that you don't get what you want, and I'm going to explain to you why you don't get what you want, so you can perhaps change directions. Hi Lynn, nice to have you in my scope, thanks for joining me. Again, if you're new to my scopes, please make sure you do follow me, the four rules count. Make sure you're following me on Periscope, which you can tap the guy in the corner, or you can swipe right on the iPhone, up on the Droid, and tap follow. Please share it out on Twitter to your followers on Twitter because they like to know what's going on, and your friends on Periscope because they're fun people as well, I'm sure. And lastly, make sure that you do tap the screen for hearts and comment to interact, because I want to give you a lot of information, but I'd love to have your input, questions, and challenges in there too, because challenges keeps me fresh. So, what do I mean by 95.5? So, I've said what happened to you, most likely happened to me, because I did this multiple times in relationships where I had the same result, same familiar patterns showing up after I was involved for a few months with my relationship partners, with the good lady I was dating. I now know what caused it. Hopefully by telling you, it'll help you understand what causes yours, and you can change it. So listen closely. This is going back to stuff I talked about before, so again, if you're watching it for the first time, hopefully this will help you. If you watched it before, this maybe help you refresh your memory and remember what's going on. We have a multifaceted brain, our consciousness, our awareness. And when we look at things, we look at it through multiple lenses. So you say you want something, but you get something else. There's a reason for that, because you've got two parts of your focus going somewhere. So let me break this out. I've talked about this before, and I said I attribute some of this to Bruce Lipton, who wrote a book called The Biology of Belief, because he speaks about this consciousness split in his book. And what I don't mean like multiple personalities, although we all have those anyway. Just look at yourself through your past week, how you reacted differently in the world. Anyway, that's a sidetrack, nothing to do with this topic. What I do mean, to stay on track here, is that we have two levels of awareness of how we see things, how we capture things. And what I mean, and what has been proven in studies, is that we have, and you may know we have actually three levels of our brain: reptilian brain, mammalian brain, and the forebrain, which is really the frontal cortex, which is our conscious brain, as it were. Well, the conscious brain is the last thing that comes online. When we're born, basically it's reptilian brain slowly developing mammalian brain, which is the midbrain, developing into the frontal cortex. What's this got to do with love? I'll get there. Stay tuned. So what happens is at birth, as I said before, it would be so good if we came in at birth with a user manual, you know, with all this information and scripts, not necessarily my book, of course, but a user manual to help you and help your parents understand how to live life and how to grow up. We don't get those. Yes, there's Dr. Spock's books about early birth and childhood. There's John Bradshaw's work on family constellations. There's tons of stuff out there now, but as a baby, one, you can't read, and two, this doesn't come with a user manual. So what happens? What happens is, nice, new, bouncy, shiny, pretty, sparkly, clean baby boy comes in, or baby girl comes in, and looks at the universe and go, wow, what's going on around me? Looks at the world around him or her, and sees everything out the world going, this is so wonderful. You know, as babies, they start teething and they start reaching out to things, grab things. That's what babies do, because they're learning about their environment, the universe. what babies are doing is they're exploring and taking in data, basically. It's like being a lunar lander on a foreign planet. Like discovering things by exploring and learning and taking things in. That sounds great. What that includes is everything they observe about the world around them. And you did the same thing, I did the same thing. Up until about the age of 7, 8, give or take, everything around us was input. We were learning about the world around us by observing things that were happening. And depending on your environment, will be dependent upon what you take in as the way things are. Because we didn't come in again. I don't believe, I mean, maybe certain individuals once in a blue moon come through being born with a full understanding of the way the world works, but it's rare. I'm sure it didn't happen to you, it didn't happen to me. So we become sponges. And for the first, again, 7, 8 years of life, everything we observe is input for our sponge brain, which is this one in here, the midbrain. A mammalian brain is where we are surviving with. It's that fight or flight. Actually, no, sorry, fight or flight is reptilian brain. Mammalian brain is safety, security, comfort, those sort of things. And as a baby, that's what we want. Now, and I get to the loving part, I'm not leaving that out, just bear with me. So from the age of 0 to 7 years old, our midbrain is taking input in. It's total normal stuff. That's what human beings do at these early years. But there's no filtration, there's no filter. It's like pouring really bad tap water, if you're in Flint, Michigan, for example, into a glass and it comes out really murky brown. There's no filtration. That sucks. Because what happens is, whatever's happening around you becomes the truth. I'll say that again. Whatever's happening around you becomes the truth of your awareness. Because you observe things and they are physical reality, that's the way it is. So you are learning things about the way the world works. And you trust what you learn about the way the world works without any filter. This is challenging because what happens, yes, perception is reality. What happens is the way you observe now. Let me sidebar for a second. I'll come back to this in a moment. If you had the most amazing parents growing up who loved each other passionately, deeply, and unconditionally, and they treated you the same way, put a 1 in the comments. If you didn't, put a 2 in the comments. Just want to see you get a survey of the audience. I'm putting a 2 in the comments, by the way, even though it felt like a 1 most of the time. You're in a successful, happy marriage, and I wasn't sure I'd get much out of this, but it's great. Well, I'm glad I'm helping. So some did, some didn't. Great, Donna, I'm glad to know that. Evie, you're like me. I'm actually sort of more like a 1.5 myself. I had really wonderful parents, but I still picked up some habits, which I'll talk about in this process as we go forward. So Donna, awesome. And yes, if it gets value for you, thank you for watching, and please share this out if you are getting value, because I want to make sure people get value. You know, so bringing that piece back into the conversation. So we, as I forgot which was which, but happily married, nice to each other. I forgot which was which. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Or parents. Oh, sorry, which number? Yeah. 1, if you had a wonderful parents growing up and everything was lovely and they're always wonderful. Or 2, you didn't have such pretty stuff where there was a divorce or separation or negative stuff experienced. So you had a 1, 2, good. To be honest, really honest, you two, ladies, I mean, that was, sorry, let me see who that is. Cassie and Donna, I saw you both put 1s in. Count yourself lucky, because that's rare. And I really want to say that, because I've seen enough people out there. Well, let me say one thing. Many years ago, I was staffing at a children's seminar for an organization I was part of taking trainings with. And one of the facilitators asked the kids, and these are 5 to 8-year-olds, and they asked the kids, by show of hands, whose parents are divorced or have been divorced or separated. And 3/4 of the room put their hands up. The first time I saw that in like graphic numbers in front of me, it stunned me. I didn't realize how bad it was in the sense of having so many broken families. And that wasn't like low income or high income, it was just regular people. So perfect loving families are rare, just to say that. Anyway, back on topic. So around the age of 7 or 8 years old, we as kids, biologically speaking, start developing the frontal cortex, which is really our awareness, our conscious brain, as it were. What happens is the conscious brain comes online. Our midbrain, which is the mammalian brain, is really the subconscious, because the thing is it's subjugated underneath the conscious mind. Wouldn't call them loving, perfect, they were loving. Yes, loving is good. And most parents aren't perfect, because that's a whole other rule. But where you have loving and understanding, and there's no yelling, abuse, addiction, neglect, all those things, those are unfortunately quite prevalent, which is the unfortunate part. So let me get back on topic, and I'll get to that in a moment too. So, conscious mind comes online around 7, 8 years old, and it is a very, as you may be aware of, a very discerning and very wise part of ourselves, because we get to choose things, and we look at things and go yes or no, black or white, and we make decisions. And that's all the frontal cortex, because that's the decision maker. The midbrain is reaction based. It is basically stimulus response, whereas the conscious mind is more discerning, making choices, valuing things, and deciding what is better, what is not. It's also the part of the brain that has free will, where the ego lives, and where when you're creating ideas for a relationship, or anything in life, where the conscious mind is what creates the vision board, the physical stuff, or the tangible looks and the results. Now, I mentioned the conscious mind is new to the scene, and basically it is the gatekeeper. That gatekeeper wasn't there up until for the first 7, 8 years of age, which means everything that happened up to that age is already imprinted. It's gone past the gatekeeper. Then you put the lock down. It's like it's already inside. The monster's inside. So what does that mean? Well, let me explain a couple of things. The conscious mind has been valued at about 5% of our awareness, because that's what is the conscious mind doing its discernment. The subconscious mind is 95%, hence the 95.5 comment in the title. Let me show you a visual. These are my props. This is 5% of your conscious mind that's doing its thing, clear about what it's doing, knows what it wants, sets up vision boards, has affirmations, says affirmations out loud, looks in the mirror and says, we're going to get this, we got what we want. This is 95%. Your subconscious that's choosing something different. Which one do you think is going to win? I mean, I'm making these props intentionally to show this. This is the split. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. Yeah, this is all the programming that went in. Now, let me explain some things. Yeah, this is why I'm saying it's so important to be aware of, and it's so not made aware. And I'm going to explain a couple of examples outside relationship in a minute, but in the end of relationship, because this is my speciality, the largest majority of my clients are ones who have been heartbroken before. Like, duh, of course. I'm a heartbreak repair specialist. I'm a love doctor. I help my clients heal their hearts. But the reason why the heart's broken is, yes, because they had a breakup in relationship. However, who's that? Sorry, I don't know. Oh, G. Yes, Dr. G. Nice to have you in the room, sir. Yes. The reason why the heartbreak, though, wasn't necessarily because of the partner that broke up with them, but because they're repeating the cycles and patterns that the 95%, this part, in the midbrain, is still processing, running. What do I mean? So, examples. From my own life, and I've said this before, and for those who watch me, you know this is my own journey. I had a very blessed upbringing too. To be honest, I really appreciated my parents and everything that worked out the way it did. And I observed things about my growing up that I took on as programming that didn't fit the perfection. In fact, actually, no, it took the perfection to the extremes. Let me explain. As a kid, I have a younger brother who's 4 years younger than me, and my parents never argued in front of the kids, which is awesome, except it's not. I'll explain. I grew up in a family where, now I'm English, so you may have realized that, stiff upper lip, reserved, conservative type values. At the same time, I had some other issues out in the world, but with the upbringing I had, I was raised with a belief that arguments never happened in loving relationships. In fact, I had rules in here, automatically, about the way loving worked. So what happened in my early dating life, didn't know how to fight as a result. Exactly, and I'm going to explain my experience of that too. You and I have a lot in common on that one. In my teens and 20s, in my dating life, I would go out with girls and have a great time connecting and be wonderful. And at some point in time, usually 1, 2, 3 months in, yeah, you said the same thing exactly, but fight was the end. There'll be an argument or an upset or a discord. My wiring, and I'm just making this clear so you get this in case it's true for you or something similar to you, because this is not the only way it happens. But I had this inbuilt belief as a kid, that's where it started from, that when I was confronted by an argument, there was no loving. It was one or the other, black and white. Loving was something that couldn't exist when there was an argument, according to the rules I had. Now, it's not true, but that's the rules I was raised with. So this part of the brain had this rule about loving and arguments don't go together. Meanwhile, this part of the brain, the conscious mind, was thinking, what's going wrong? And I didn't have tools, because I wasn't raised with them, of how to handle an argument in a loving relationship. You've never heard anyone understand that before. No, I totally do. I lost out on love many times, and as I joke around with it, say, I also lost out on make-up sex. Because I thought if I'd known those arguments or breakups or things that were pet peeves that were separated us, if I could have got over that, the sex would have been better. Damn, I didn't know that. I mean, it's the joke part of it. Now, here's a couple of things. First of all, I don't know, truthfully, if my parents really didn't argue in front of the kids. I just don't remember them arguing. So in my memory, in my recorded archival tapes in my midbrain, in my unconscious mind, there was never any arguments. It only shows that way in my awareness because that's what the experience I had as an adult. So, the young self, subconscious mind, is what is running the show when you become an adult. Again, back to the example. Sorry, I drew it this way around to be the right props. So, conscious mind, subconscious mind. You are in a car, I use that example. Actually, no, better yet, you are, so, can you speak French one? No, I don't speak French, sorry. You have to learn the English ones. You watch my archives and watch them again and again and again and get the English that way. Suggestion. So to continue, please, on the topic. So, conscious mind, subconscious mind. Imagine that these are two engines on the wings of a plane. And you're trying to fly straight. If both of these are at full power, based on the size they are, you thought we were an Aussie at first. No, I'm English. Aussie. Not even close. Other side of the planet. You're in a plane flying along where one engine is flying at full power, so is the other engine. This is the big propeller. This is a small propeller. Can you imagine what's going to happen? You're going to get pulled this way because this is more power. Same thing is true in life because subconscious mind is more programming than conscious mind. And when you are looking to do something, the subconscious programming, and it's true in other areas, not just in relationship, but in business, in money dealings, in relationship, in religion, in physical health, in eating, in lifestyle. All these things are impacted by your first 7 to 8 years of imprinting from your family dynamics. Hopefully there's some light bulbs going off for people. It's a big piece to understand. And it's why I absolutely do include this in my work. There are many relationship coaches out there who, and dating coaches particularly, the ones, who will say, here's how you get what you want. I've got a program that does the same thing. Helps you get what you want. But the caveat is, and it's a big caveat, is if you don't take care of all that stuff in the past, the big stuff, you're never going to get what you ask for. You're going to get what you're supposed to get, which is what's programmed into your subconscious. So true love, once in a rare while, will transcend all of that, but it's hugely rare. Your imprinting was not good. I'm working hard to change it now. That's a good thing. That's what I do with my clients. Soren Singh, Adaku, interesting name. It's part of my coaching. My online programs right now, I did have an online program that included that, but I took it apart and I'm putting up pieces of it. The one program I have now online is really the vision program. The piece is which is this part, not this part, you know. So if you've done this work, this works really well, which is the conscious creation of relationship, which is the program I have. But a lot of people don't have the pieces handled in the subconscious, which is why I do private coaching more than my online program. Anybody who can help you with that, be it therapist, counselor, minister, teacher, guide of some sort, love doctor, is going to be helpful to you if they know about this. So I just want to say that this is important for you to know. It was important for me to learn. And I keep sharing this, and I've done it a few times because this is so fundamental. But there's so many dating coaches out, as I mentioned, and matchmakers who focus on the goal, again, from this point only, ignoring this part. So they may guarantee you'll find somebody, but it won't be the person you really want because it'll be the person that eventually is going to start the patterns. Oh, I've got this piece. I need to give you this piece too. I mentioned a bit about those underlying patterns and threads that work in the subconscious mind. the beauty of this way, the way it works, and this is getting really existential about it, is that you will tend to unconsciously, again, I should do this way, just do it this way, be easier. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. So you go on to Match.com or Tinder or eHarmony or a matchmaker or any other of these dating services, and you're looking for somebody. You're going along, this is under the surface, looking for somebody out there, and you find a match, like, oh, that's the right person, they look the right way, have the right job, they live in the right location, everything's good about them, let's go out. What's going on, though, is you're attracted to them, and they're attracted to you. But what's really going on is this is attracted to the subconscious in them as well. So if you have an issue, for example, of being neglected because you were raised with, okay, let me lay the whole pattern for you as a modern example. You get born, you're in this world, your first few years of life, your dad's always at work, he's never around, and you feel neglected by him. And if you're a woman especially, this is important, you don't feel loved by your father. As you get through your older years, doesn't matter how often he shows up, again, first 7, 8 years, this is all you get is subconscious programming. No gatekeeper to stop it. When you get to a dating life, your automatic programming, subconscious programming, is looking for someone who's going to neglect you, because that's the programming you're raised with. So you will go out there looking online with your conscious mind, dating somebody, looking for somebody to meet. Gabby, you're coming in late and you're not understanding what these props are for. Hopefully you'll get the replay and explain what these mean. Your conscious mind, the 5%, just explain, whereas the subconscious mind, which is 95%. Your conscious mind's on Match.com, online dating sites. Makes you feel kind of normal. Or makes you feel normal kind of thing. This is unusual. People do this. So and it's not the fault of Match.com or Tinder. They are providing the resource. They're like the fishing nets. Father abandoned you physically, and husband and Barnaby working affairs. See, that is the point. It's a repeated cycle. It's hereditary patterns handed down consciously through behavior, subconsciously through behavior. I should probably do a dissertation or a PhD on this stuff. It's getting to be kind of real. Again, you go looking online on a dating site or a smartphone app for a date, and you find someone you like on there. You think your conscious mind is choosing their consciousness based on how they look. Wrong. Your subconscious mind is attracting to, out there like a radar sweep, looking for matches in the subconscious mind of other people. So if you were abandoned as a kid, neglected as a kid because your dad was always working, you will meet someone who you like, and it won't be in their profile, but after a few months of dating, and you like them a lot, and you're very attracted to them, and you're in love with them, you'll discover or start noticing they seem to be at work a lot, or with their friends a lot, and never with you, and you're feeling left out. But the weird part is, you think that's loving because of what you're raised with. And I'm trying to say this softly, but it's painful to hear sometimes. We associate loving with those patterns we grew up with. They're hooked up together. So if you were raised in a family that had alcoholism, for example, then you perceive loving tied to alcoholism or addiction of some sort. So in your adult life, when you're dating, you're going to meet somebody, and you're going to find them probably have an addictive type of personality, whether it's to drugs, to food, to booze, whatever it is. But it's association because your loving is looking for a resonant frequency that matches them. And until you change your resonant frequency, you're going to keep attracting that pattern. You know? People say love is painful, and that's not true. Dysfunction is painful. Yeah. Well, the challenge with love being painful is that love is tied to dysfunctional patterns, which is painful. So, yeah. So this is kind of the breakdown. I mean, this is advanced. This is True Love 102, True Love 103, and it's advanced stuff. Because this is not the basics. This is big stuff. So if you're getting this, thank you. I'm grateful you're getting value from this. If it's over your head, I understand, because this is not for the lighthearted. I mean, I've got 30 years of background in this stuff, and it's starting to become clear to explain it the way it works. And now I've got prompts, it might be easier. But this is the piece. So if you've had challenges in relationships, and if you can look back through your history, I'm trying to think which way it looks on the camera, that way. Looking back in your history, and you're noticing a similarity of experiences, of behaviors, of communication, of breakups in past relationships that are similar to other ones, that's a sign. And the good news is, if you see that, you now have some references, and you got something to grab onto to transform and heal. It's not for the faint of heart. You can have a safe relationship that doesn't do any of this stuff and pretend it's okay. But if you're watching my scopes, you know I don't believe in that. You know I believe in authentic love, deep connection, and ultimately really whole, fulfilling, passionate, authentic relationships. And to do that, this has to be in alignment with this. And that's the work I do. So again, subconscious mind is 95% of your awareness. Under the surface, 5% of your conscious mind is what's on top running the show. Wouldn't it be nice to have these both in alignment? That's the work I specialize in. If you really want to have the love you want, get the help you need from the right person to get where you want to go. Don't try doing it alone. It's too hard. Yes, you can get it from books, from seminars. I personally recommend my own services, of course. I'm biased about that. But anybody you can work with. Dr. G was in early. He's a great coach as well. He's a minister and different flavor than I do. My work's more holistic as well. I come from a different spiritual background. I've been licensed for 16 years as a spiritual counselor from my spiritual center I'm part of the last 20 years. Thank you, Donna. I love it. That's where you can find out more about me, and you can sign up for a 30-minute discovery session. I don't need props anymore. Donna, I'm throwing these out. You've got it covered. You have to be in all my scopes, though. But thank you for that. Yeah, absolutely. It's such a clear thing that I love you. I mean, frankly, honestly, Evie and Donna, I love you two in my scopes because you two bring so much love to it, and I so much appreciate you two being in my scope. So thank you always for being with me. Your input and your sense of humor, much appreciated. So, bottom line is this: unless you've done work with this, or you've been through events, seminars, teachings, transformation, etc., you probably have some of this stuff buried inside. If you're single and want to attract the right relationship, before you get into the relationship, I highly advise you to find someone who can help you. I know someone in particular who can do that, hint, hint. But get help either locally or geographically. By the way, I do work with clients over Skype, so it's worldwide working with clients. But this is a piece I want to make sure you get, because it's such a powerful piece to get. And I really sort of felt like I had to go back and speak about this again. And when I found these, I went, okay, I got props now. That might make it more visually stimulating for your awareness to go, oh crap, that's a difference. So hopefully it landed. And for the people watching the replay, if it's something for you, the link that Donna put up, barryselby.com/consult, please sign up for a session. It's 30 minutes of my time for you as a gift. It won't cost you a penny. It might cost you some awareness. And it might cost you some peace of mind. Thank you, Donna. Once again, that's the link. Go ahead and sign up for a 30-minute conversation to see where you are. Maybe I can help you. If I can, I'd love to. And if you want to sign up, you can. None of it's forced. It's my chance to support you one-on-one outside of the scope. All right? Again, my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover, includes a bunch of principles, not just this. Yes, just admit. You got to. Whoa. Sorry, you go to USM? Kristen. I graduated from there in '98. This is a small world. That's bizarre. Yeah, no, wow, that's very cool. Yeah, I'm a USM graduate. That's part of my work, and in fact, I recommend USM in my book. In fact, the whole forgiveness piece is from USM. I love that. That's so cool. Small world. You come from Ohio to USM. That's really cool. So if you're in now, that means you may be the last class graduating, because 2016 is the last class. They're soon doing the full master's degree. Anyway, that's sidetracking completely, but that's so cool. Wow. Love it. Yeah, reach out to me, message me. Yeah, well, direct message me over Twitter, please, and reach out. That's okay. No, it's like, that was a cool surprise. Somebody new in my scope who knows about USM. That's very cool. Yeah, Ron and Mary are some of my favorite teachers. Anyway, that's for everybody else who doesn't know what we're talking about. Doesn't have a clue what we're saying. That's for another piece. Anyway, thank you for watching my scope. If you do want to get help, reach out. Make sure you follow me on Periscope. I do broadcast every day. This is my third one today, and I got one more tonight to do at 7:45 Pacific time. Part of the Past the Cast. I'll be going. I think I'm the one bringing in the caboose. I'm wrapping it up, so I'll be closer to 8:30, 8:45 Pacific time. But if you get a chance to watch us, it's the Past the Cast tonight. I don't remember the topic. It's off the top of my head. Thank you. Well, yes, if I go from USM, you want to work with him. I appreciate the pros. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kristen. That is high praise. And USM is something I love, value in my work. It's why I use it. And the loving approach that USM teaches is in my work. And those who work with me know that as an experience. So yes, absolutely. Thank you. Evie, you've been Sneak to Peek. How to simplify an overwhelming life. That's the topic tonight for the Past the Cast, which is going to be in 2.5 hours. So back on again then. I'm probably going to dress down for that, we'll see. But I'm part of that group, and I'll be bringing the caboose on that one. So, end of this scope. Thank you for watching. Please share this out to your friends on Twitter and Periscope and anywhere else you can think of. I'm going to post this on Facebook, as usual. Oh, you post on the public page? Yeah, of course. Karma does that, you know. He's public like that. So, and just for those who don't know, if you're a lady or a gentleman, you can join one of our groups. If you're a lady, please check out Perry Girls, which is where Evie and Donna are part of, and some other folks in here too are as well. It is a powerful group of women. It's over 10,000 women now online. There you go. If you go to the link, it goes straight to. I don't take advice. Sorry, you don't take advance of your file access. I'm not sure what you meant by that. Missed that. Dudes can check out perrydudes.com. There you go. Right there. They're the two sites that take you to the Facebook groups. You can join us. I'm one of the leaders of the Perry Dudes. We're starting to build out. We're only 150 men so far, 160 men compared with the 10,000 women in Perry Girls. But we've got a goal to match up with them. And it's fun to do. So watch our scope at 7:45 p.m. Pacific time tonight. We do Tuesday and Thursday. We do the Perry Dudes past the cast. And yeah, it'll be fun. So I'll see you later on the scope. Thanks for watching this one. Thanks for following along. Share this with your friends, especially those people you think could use the help. This is not the playful topic, but it's important to know. And I hope the props will help you get understanding. So, Evie, go enjoy your dinner. I'll catch you later. I've got to go get some food myself for tonight. So I will see you later on. Take care of yourselves, folks. Bye.